Hook his tub with a coffee color. Take the thread to your hand first. Loop 6 short needles. Pinch the intersection and come through. Tape out. Wind the wire through the small coil above. Go through the big circle. Draw out. Then wind the thread through the two coils on the needle. Come through so that's a short needle. Place a marker on the first stitch. And then it goes through the big circle like this. Draw out. Wind the thread through two coils on the needle. The second short needle is wound. Make 6 short stitches. Harvest the hook part in a small circle. Remove the marker buckle. Connect with the first pin draw. Put the back end on the crochet hook. Go and pull the strong needle again. Pulling out the needle means pulling through all the coils on the needle. Pull up and pull down the lead coil. It's this coil on top of the needle. One of the needles behind the eye is to draw the needle. Just keep it tight and tight. Then hook a lock pin. That's a standing pin. After hook, next comes the second lap. The second round is 6 short pins and needles. The needle that I just pulled began to hook. The first short stitch. Make a mark with it. Make another short stitch in the same stitch. It's just a short needle and a needle. Then the second stitch or hook to short stitch is 1. On the second pass, all the way to the crochet hook. Then there is the 5th order of needles. Place the thread on the crochet hook when threading the needle. One for the 6th stitch. Then connect with the first pin draw. When you pull out here, the thread in the back can be removed from the crochet hook. Pull over here and pull the needle down. And hook a standing pin. Start the 3rd loop. The 3rd round is a short stitch and a short stitch and a needle. Fasten the marker button. And then a 4th set of 1 short needle and 1 short needle and 1 needle. The 5th set of short needles plus needles. The 6th set of short needle plus needle. Pull the draw pin and stand up. Round 4 is a short pin and a pin. First stitch to hook a short stitch. Fasten the marker button. There are 6 groups to check. Row sensor hooks in the first pin-pull connection. Hook a lock pin. Round 5 is 3 short pins and 1 plus pin. Also have to hook group row. So that's the group. Remove the marker in first pin draw connection. Next comes the 6th flap. Round 6 is the inside half stitch. 30 long needles. For long stitches, you need to standing stitches. To rise pins, hook it on the inside half of the stitch. Take a look here. This one goes round and round. Relatively obvious. This side is the outside of it. It's the bottom of the basin. This side is the inside of it. This one near the inside. This side of the eye is the inner half of the needle. This half stitch near the outside is its outer half stitch. We're gonna hook the inside half for the next round. It's the side near the inside of the back. These 2 sides seem pretty obvious. Easy to distinguish. For a long needle, you go around the needle first. The first stitch has just been hooked over the drop end and is now smaller. You can hook it with the smaller end. Then cross half a needle. Pick the inside half of the needle. Then draw the line out. When you draw it out, wind it. Go through the first 2 coils on the needle. Then wind the wire through the last 2 coils. After the first stitch, I can switch to this end of 2.0. Let's use the thick end again. Inner half stitch long stitch. Let's go around the needle. The inner half of the lifting needle. Go through the middle of the needle and pick half. Then draw the line out. There are 3 coils on the needle. Wind the thread through the first 2 coils on the needle. Then wind the wire through the last 2 coils. It's just a long needle. Buckle the mark. We've already ticked one. We hooked 2 long needles. There was no button on the first one just now. Again, button it on the first long needle. Count to the first stitch. Pick half a stitch by winding the thread. Then pass through the first 2 coils. Go through the last 2 coils. Hook all the way around. Last stitch. After the hook is finished, draw the connection with the beginning. It starts with a long needle. You need to hook to standing pins. Put a marker on the first long pin. This circle is a whole needle. Wear a whole V. Just hook a long needle round. Hook all the way around. Pull out the first pin. Stand up into stand up pins. Hook another long needle. 3-loop long needle hook up to the head to draw. Hook a standing pin. Hook the short needle again. Mark the first needle. Next the needle and the short needle hook a circle. A circle of short needle hooks will come when the first needle draws. Cut off long thread after cutting. There's about 50 centimeters left. Support the mouth on top. Use white thread to hook 5 braid needles to hook its towel. And then 1 braid, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. The first one from the bottom here doesn't hook. Hook the penultimate. Come through the middle. Pick his side straight up. Hook for short pins. Also pick a side. After for short stitches came a braid needle to turn around. Still skip the first stitch. Come to the second order of needles. This is a whole thread of needles to hook. It's still for short stitches. This is also the third row. There are 9 lines to be crossed. For the fourth needle pick the whole thing. The other braid needle turns around. Take the fourth line. Flip it over and now it's line 54 short pins. Center the first braid needle around the 6th row. Turn to line 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another braid needle turned around line back. This braid is the 9th row. After hook, leave 20, 30 centimeters to cut. Sew the tub and towels together. The lead wire from the back of the tub goes to the back of the basin. Look at the line at the back. The towel is probably on the side here. Outside half, inside half. Put on a long line. Put the towel on. And then put it on the side of the towel. through the corner, then thread the thread through it. Hold in this way. Sew the inside end too. Arbitrary seam, as long as it doesn't fall off. Hold it in place and thread it down. Hold down the thread. Put the capybara in and adjust the position. Sew the basin and bird bath together. It can be fixed in any number of positions. You can put a needle under it. Pull the bottom up too. It makes it flatter down there. Once secured, cut off any excess thread. Reassemble the rest of the pieces. After securing, just cut off the excess thread.